Step 1. Casting on. Tie a slip knot. The coil is about the size of 3 fingers. Thread through the loop. Pull the long thread up. Pull out a new coil. While pulling out a new coil, while gesturing to indicate the size of the coil, don't pull the cast-on stitches too tight here. So the size of 3 fingers is just right. 70.86 inches wide. I cast on 28 stitches here. Now let's start writing the first line. Tighten the last loop a little, about the size of a finger, then pass it through this coil. Pull the long thread up, cast on a new loop, then we flip the whole thing over. Follow this line in this direction. There is a horizontal line like this between each coil. Cross this horizontal line. Bring that long end up here. Form a new coil. This coil shouldn't be pulled too tight either. Ideally, they should be the same size. Now start knitting the first row from the cast-on edge. The first line looks like this. Slide the rings onto the rod. Make 28 loops. This is what the first line looks like when it's entered. Then a circle appears in the center. This represents 1 stitch. We definitely need to count them. Did I knit too many or too few stitches? Once the last stitch is knitted, this is the back. Then we'll flip the whole thing over. Once back on the right side, we're about to start crocheting the main body of the blanket. No need to scroll back. Pass your hand through the first loop. Thread the long end through. Now repeat this action. Let's continue coding in this direction. Make sure the coil isn't too loose. Don't pull it too tight. You can hold up about 2 fingers. Now for the last stitch. Be sure not to miss a stitch. It was coded the same way. The second row involves winding the yarn around the loops created in the first row. Create a second row. Now that the thread has reached this point, let's weave it back and forth. On the last stitch of the previous row, wind a new coil. Start a new line. Then just slide the rings down. When we're knitting, it's best to find a flat spot. Let it unfold completely and lie flat. This will make things very clear. Won't get mixed up. The coil is also adjusted as it is woven. When we pull out the new coil, drag the longer side. This is how you form a new coil. It is best not to leave too much space between each coil. If the spacing is this wide, it will be too loose. We pull the coils tight against each other. Close to. Pull up the last loop. The third line is also complete. The rest is just a repetition of the same actions. Back and forth, weaving. I'm not sure if I've knitted too much or too little. Count the number of stitches after completing each row. I counted a few stitches and a few loops. Don't get it wrong. As we were knitting the last row, don't pull this coil too tight. If you pull it too tight, it will be too loose here. In about 10 minutes the first skein was finished. Next, let's connect the wires. When there's still so much yarn left, we unwrap a new ball of yarn. Make a loop with the string on the left like this. The new line passes through this loop from above and wraps around the surface. Then pull the thread through from the bottom. Pull both ends tight. This way, it won't come undone easily. It's quite sturdy. If you're worried it might come undone, you can tie a knot. Continue knitting with a new ball of yarn. Place the loose end at the back, then weave it in the opposite direction. Follow this method for each subsequent bundle of wires. Once you've knit to the desired length, knit the next row. Cast on the first 2 stitches. Pass the stitch on the first needle over the stitch on the second needle. Then knit the next stitch. Then slip the previous stitch onto this stitch. Repeating the ring toss over and over. That wraps things up. Repeat until the end. Just one more loop to go. Once you've copied it over, give it a quick tidy up. If the thread is too long, you can cut it. Thread this end of the thread through the loop and pull it tight. And that wraps it up. Next, wrap the wire around here on the side. Tuck away the loose ends and trim off any excess thread. That takes care of hiding the wires. The area where the wires are connected on the back, you also wrap it around these coils. There won't be any marks where the wires are connected this way. The blanket is finished.